Welcome to this video in which I demonstrate the FilterTree tool. The FilterTree tool is a tool that can edit XCS and CSV event log files. We are going to transform a CSV file into an event log. This CSV file was derived from the Mimic dataset, which is a publicly available dataset denoting people being in hospital. This particular table, transfers.csv, denotes the transfers between the several wards of the hospital. We open the FilterTree tool and I have created a new empty text file where we're going to create our FilterTree in. First step is to tell the FilterTree program which event log is to be used as input. In this case, the transfers file is in the same folder as this FilterTree file, and its name is transfers.csv. The first step we need to take, and the first plugin we're going to add, is to transform the CSV file into a XCS structure. We do this using the CSV XCS plugin, and the parameter that it needs is the column that determines which events belong to the same trace. In other words, the case ID. And in our case, that is the HADM ID, in other words, the hospital admission ID. We can already inspect the newly created event log by clicking on Show Result. This will show a standard visualization of the event log that we can inspect and look whether it is to our liking. Here we see that indeed the traces have been created, the events have been created. However, the standard structure that most process mining tools expect is not yet there, and we need to create it using the FilterTree tool. The next thing we're going to do is to select the activity for visualization in several process mining analysis tools. We're going to copy the current ward ID to the attribute concept name. We simply type copy event attribute from current ward ID to concept name. Some process mining analysis tools expect the concept name to be a literal attribute. However, in our case, it is still a numerical attribute, as this was how it was given in the CSV file. So we need to transform the concept name attribute into a literal. We can do that by adding another plugin, which is called Make Event Attribute Literal. And we simply give the name of the attribute concept name. We note that the last event of a trace does not have a current ward ID. This is due to the structure of the logging, where we have both a previous and a current ward ID. So the last one, the discharge, does not have a current ward ID. We can simply remove this event. To do this, we add another plugin to our FilterTree called Remove Events with a certain attribute value, and that is that concept name is empty. We can then again inspect the log and observe that indeed the last event of each trace has been removed. The timestamps have been loaded, however, they have been loaded as literal values. So the first step we need to take in order to transform them is to parse them into XCS timestamps. And in order to do that, we add a new plugin, Make Event Attribute a Timestamp, where we give the name of the column in time and a particular shape of the timestamp. There are two timestamps that we want to consider. So we copy the row and we add another row which we change to out time. Most process mining tools expect the timestamp to be in a particular attribute called time colon timestamp. In our case, the out time is that timestamp because that is the timestamp of completion. So we add another plugin to copy the out time to the timestamp. So we copy an event attribute from out time to timestamp. We can again inspect the log and see that now the timestamp is properly recognized. Next, some process mining tools expect that events are denoted as either start or complete. Our events will be annotated for now all with complete. To do that, we add another plugin, set event attribute, life cycle transition. That is where the process mining tools would expect such an attribute, and we set it to complete. There are 2 timestamps in our transfers table. So we have now used the out time as the completion, but we would like to use the in time as the start. To do that, we add another plugin called add start events, where we only have to give the column of the timestamp of the start. This plugin will perform several steps. First, it will copy every event, then set the timestamp using the column we've given, and set the lifecycle transition to start. It will not sort the event, which is then something we have to do after that. So as a final step, we sort the events using a new plugin, sort events. If we now again inspect our log, we see that we have starting completes, everything is there, and this log is ready for use in process mining analysis.